If you've been looking at retirement towns recently, you've probably had the same thought thousands of other Americans are having right now. Is there anywhere affordable left? The places everyone talks about have gotten more crowded, more expensive, and harder to enjoy than they used to be. The insurance bills are higher. The housing costs climbed faster than anyone predicted. And the version of retirement that made those famous destinations so appealing in the first place has become genuinely difficult to find once you actually arrive. But here's the thing most people don't know. Some of the best retirement towns in America are sitting almost completely undiscovered. Towns with low housing costs, real healthcare, genuine community, and the kind of daily life that people spend their whole careers imagining. Towns where retirees are still arriving and finding exactly what they came for, because the word hasn't fully gotten out yet. And here's the surprising part. Two of the towns on today's list outranked places retirees have been moving to for decades, according to one of the most comprehensive national retirement studies ever conducted. Today we're taking you through 7 of them. 7 hidden retirement towns that Americans are just beginning to discover in 2026. Some of these you may have heard mentioned once or twice. Others are going to be completely new, and at least one is going to make you wonder how it stayed off your radar this long. Welcome to Settled Living, where we help Americans find the best places to live, retire, and genuinely thrive. If you're enjoying this, please like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. We publish new retirement and senior lifestyle videos every week to help you retire smarter. Now let's find your next chapter. The first town on this list earned the number 2 spot in U.S. News & World Report's 2026 Best Places to Retire rankings, beating out destinations that have been on retirement shortlists for years. Weirton, West Virginia. Population around 19,000, sitting quietly on the Ohio River, where West Virginia, Pennsylvania, and Ohio all come together within a few miles of each other. On paper, it sounds unlikely. In practice, it delivers something increasingly rare. A town where the cost of living, the sense of community, and the quality of daily life all line up in ways that retirees are only just beginning to recognize. U.S. News gave it strong scores across quality of life, happiness, affordability, and retiree taxes. The Motley Fool's 2026 research found West Virginia among the states with some of the most affordable homes for retirees anywhere in the country. And Weirton carries no inheritance or estate taxes, meaning more of what you've built stays with your family. A retired nurse named Joanne spent 40 years in Pittsburgh hospitals and wanted to stay close enough to the city when she needed it, but far enough away that her daily life finally had room to breathe. Weirton put her 25 minutes from Pittsburgh's world-class medical centers, while her own neighborhood gave her river views. Neighbors who actually checked on each other, and a cost of living that made her retirement savings feel like they'd suddenly grown. She says retirement finally felt quiet here. Not lonely, just peacefully quiet. And that, she'll tell you, was the thing she'd been looking for the entire time. One thing to keep in mind: Weirton is a post-industrial town still in the process of reinventing itself, and retirees who need a vibrant restaurant scene or significant cultural variety may find it quieter than they'd prefer. But if you value belonging over buzz, this town rewards that preference in ways that are genuinely hard to find anymore. But if you think river towns are impressive, wait until you hear about a town that's been quietly winning national awards for years while somehow staying almost entirely off the retirement radar. Greenville, South Carolina. Most retirees still think of it as a secondary option behind Charleston or Asheville. And in 2026, that perception is a genuine opportunity. U.S. News ranked Greenville the number 1 best place to retire in South Carolina, and its overall cost of living sits about 8% below the national average, driven largely by modest housing costs and low transportation expenses. The downtown has been named one of the best in the American South, a walkable district with restaurants, galleries, the Swamp Rabbit Trail running directly through the city, and Falls Park on the Reedy, offering the kind of natural beauty you'd normally pay significantly more to live near. Healthcare access is a real strength here. Prisma Health and Bon Secours both operate major facilities in Greenville, providing the specialist access that starts to matter more as the years go by. South Carolina exempts Social Security from state income tax and offers retirement income deductions up to $10,000 for individuals. Spend one Saturday morning here, and you'll understand what the numbers can't fully communicate. A farmer's market that fills an entire city block, neighbors stopping to talk on the trail, and the particular ease of a place that still has room for you in it. The biggest compromise: housing prices in the most desirable neighborhoods have started moving upward, so the window here is narrowing faster than most people realize. What makes the next town different isn't the rankings or the tax rates. It's where it's actually located. Hot Springs, Arkansas. Retiring inside a national park sounds like something that belongs on a wish list, not a real estate search. In Hot Springs, it's just how things are. Median home prices regularly fall below $180,000. Arkansas exempts Social Security income entirely from state taxation and offers deductions on other retirement income that provide real relief for anyone on a fixed budget. Wakata Medical Center and National Park Medical Center handle local health care without requiring major travel for routine care. Thermal baths along historic Bathhouse Row. Miles of hiking trails within walking distance of actual neighborhoods. And a downtown that has preserved its early 20th century character in ways that feel lived in rather than frozen. This is the daily texture of Hot Springs. Here's what surprised a retired teacher named Richard, who moved here from suburban Chicago. He'd assumed that outdoor access in retirement would mean planning trips, loading a car, driving somewhere beautiful, then driving home. In Hot Springs, he walked out his front door on his first morning and was on a trail within 4 minutes. He says he laughs about it now, how simple it turned out to be. Before you pack your bags, summer heat and humidity can be genuinely intense for retirees from cooler climates, and dining and shopping variety is more limited than larger cities offer. But wait until you hear about the next town, because it has one advantage almost nobody talks about when comparing retirement destinations, and it's the reason the people who find it tend to never leave. Murray, Kentucky, the seat of Callaway County, sits between Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley, two of the most beautiful recreational lakes in the American South. Fishing, boating, and waterside living are available here at prices that would be dramatically higher anywhere along the coast. Median home prices regularly fall below $230,000. Kentucky offers meaningful exemptions on retirement income and relatively low property taxes that help fixed budgets go further. Murray-Callaway County Hospital provides local health care without requiring long drives for routine needs. Murray State University, sitting right in the heart of town, gives the community a cultural energy well above what its population size would suggest, with regular public events, arts programming, and athletics that keep the social calendar reliably full. Walk these streets for a morning, and the thing you notice isn't any single feature. It's the accumulation of small things. The way someone at the hardware store asks where you moved from, the community board at the coffee shop with actual events on it, the lake visible at the end of certain streets. Loneliness is one of the most underestimated challenges of relocating in retirement. And Murray is the kind of place that solves that problem faster than almost anywhere we've researched. If there's a downside, Murray is genuinely small, and retirees who need larger city amenities regularly will need to plan around occasional drives to Paducah or Nashville. One couple told us the next town felt like Tennessee did 20 years ago, before everyone found it. Cookeville, Tennessee. Not Nashville, not Knoxville. Cookeville, sitting in the upper Cumberland region, roughly halfway between both, keeps appearing in retirement research without ever quite becoming the conversation it deserves. The cost of living runs below the national average. Housing is meaningfully more affordable than either of the large Tennessee cities nearby. And Tennessee's zero income tax environment means Social Security, pensions, and retirement withdrawals are all untouched by the state. Cookeville Regional Medical Center provides solid local health care, and Tennessee Tech University keeps the cultural calendar active throughout the year. Burgess Falls State Park and the wider Upper Cumberland region put waterfalls and forested trails within easy day trip range. Downtown Cookeville has been improving steadily, with local restaurants, a farmer's market, and independent coffee shops creating the kind of momentum that rewards people who arrive before a place is fully priced. The word is genuinely spreading in 2026, and the people already there are perfectly fine keeping it that way a little while longer. Here's the reality. Cookeville has grown notably in recent years, and the traffic and pace have followed that growth in ways some retirees seeking total quiet will notice. The next town surprises almost everyone the first time they hear it suggested, but the retirees who found it describe it as one of the most complete retirement environments they've ever come across. And it's sitting in a part of the country most people never think to look: Silver City, New Mexico. At around 6,000 feet elevation in Grant County, Silver City sits at the edge of the Gila National Forest, one of the largest forests in the lower 48, with hiking trails, hot springs, and bird watching that draws visitors from across the country. What most people don't realize is that the elevation does something remarkable for the climate. Summers stay genuinely mild, even deep in the desert southwest, and winters remain gentle compared to most of the country. The result is a four-season climate that delivers variety without extremes, and outdoor access that's built directly into the daily life of the town, rather than something you have to drive an hour to reach. Housing here regularly comes in around 30 to 35% below national averages for a single person, with median home prices frequently falling under $200,000. New Mexico offers meaningful tax relief on retirement income for many residents, and the overall cost of living runs notably below the national average. But what makes Silver City genuinely special isn't the numbers, it's the identity. This is a real arts town with galleries, pottery studios, a historic adobe downtown that feels unlike anywhere else in America, and a farmer's market culture that creates the kind of recurring community contact that researchers consistently identify as one of the most important drivers of well-being in retirement. A retired librarian named Carol moved here from Phoenix and says the thing she didn't expect was how quickly she knew people by name. Within 3 weeks of arriving, she'd been invited to 2 separate community events by people she'd met simply by walking around downtown. No town is perfect, and here's why Silver City deserves honest attention alongside the praise. It is genuinely remote. The nearest larger cities are a couple of hours away, so for highly specialized medical care, you may need to travel. And New Mexico ranks lower on overall healthcare access compared to some other states. If significant ongoing health needs are part of your picture, this factor deserves serious weight in your planning. But for retirees drawn to mountain air, creative energy, a slower pace, and a community that tends to absorb newcomers warmly and quickly, Silver City offers something money alone usually can't buy. Save this last one, because it combines affordability, walkability, and healthcare access in a way that almost no other town in America currently matches. And the national data backs that up completely. Midland, Michigan. In November 2025, U.S. News and World Report evaluated more than 850 cities across the entire country and gave Midland the #1 spot in its 2026 Best Places to Retire rankings. #1 out of more than 850 cities. Top marks for quality of life, affordability, and retiree taxes. Low crime, high walkability, strong access to culture and leisure, including the Dow Gardens, the Alden B. Dow Home and Studio, and Whiting Forest, which contains one of America's longest treetop canopy walks. Lake Huron beaches and boating access sit within a short drive, and all of it at a price point that makes retirees arriving from expensive states feel like they've stepped into a different financial reality. What makes this town different isn't any single number on any single ranking. It's what Arthur and Francis discovered when they drove through Michigan, looking at towns they'd researched online, unconvinced by any of them until they pulled into Midland on the last afternoon of the trip. Francis says she knew within about 4 hours, not because of the rankings or the cost comparison she'd been running in a spreadsheet for 6 months, because she walked downtown and felt comfortable, because Arthur spotted a trail map on a coffee shop wall and immediately started planning what he'd do with his mornings, because neither of them felt like strangers within the first afternoon. They put an offer on a house 2 weeks later, 3 years on. They described their retirement as simply what they hoped it would be, which is the only thing that actually matters, and the thing that's hardest to plan for, but easiest to recognize when you finally find it. Michigan doesn't fully exempt Social Security from state taxation, worth factoring into your planning. And winters are cold and real in ways that retirees from warmer climates will need to take seriously before committing. But for the right person, Midland earns that #1 spot every single day. At the beginning of this video, we asked whether there was anywhere affordable left, whether the retirement everyone pictures still actually exists somewhere in America. The answer, based on everything we've just covered, is yes. It's just not where most people are currently looking. Maybe the retirement you've been searching for isn't hiding in Florida or Arizona. Maybe it's waiting in a town you've never thought to search, on a river in West Virginia, beside a lake in Kentucky, inside a national park in Arkansas, in the high desert mountains of New Mexico, or on a trail that cuts through the heart of a Michigan city that just became the best place to retire in America. If this video opened up something you hadn't considered before, please like it, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another retirement or relocation guide from Settled Living. And we'd genuinely love to know, which of these hidden retirement towns surprised you the most, and where would you love to spend your retirement? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one, and your answer might help someone else find exactly the place they've been searching for. We'll see you in the next one.